I'm out on a walk today with disciples. It's going to be a fair amount, actually a lot of walking. And although I've done a lot of running, hoping to run around about 100k across the race, there's still going to be 170k that I need to walk, so it has to be practice. Ultras, particularly multi-day, it's not about speed. It's what ultras do is they expose weaknesses. Shorter the distance, the more it is about speed, power, force, technique, focused on translating into speed. And all of that, as soon as you start lengthening the distances, it becomes more about exposing weaknesses. So a lot of my training has been associated with building resilience to the weaknesses rather than building speed. So a lot of muscular endurance, a lot of hills, sand, a lot of focusing on nutrition and recovery, really trying to break down and find all the weaknesses that might creep up on me and building some resilience around those. You see, when you go short races and fast, metabolics don't really come into it. You don't need to refuel as much, and there's probably margins for error in there. The longer the distance go, the more fueling. If you're under fueling, at the back end of an ultra, it's going to be absolute agony. If you're over fueling, even worse. You start throwing up, you get bloating. That's going to slow you down. There's technique. Shorter races, the technique is focused on speed and power. In ultras, the technique is really focused on good biomechanics, because if you do a 10k race, that's around about 10,000 meters across disciples, 270k, but because of the sand, etc., it's probably going to be north of 350,000 steps. Bad technique is just going to creep up and you're going to be injured. So you've got to have the strength and resilience and muscular endurance to carry that. Again, shorter races, your core temperature is not really going to feature that much in controlling it, particularly in 400 and 800. When you get up to 10k, it starts creeping in. Your core temperature is going to impact your race. When you get to ultras, typically run hilly terrain in forest with a lot of humidity, core temperature is actually central to be able to manage the race. Hydration needed to support that. So again, ultra distance races, a lot of people focus on how fast they could go. They train fast all the time. They train for power and how fast they can move across the ground. And quite often they aren't looking for what at the back end of that race, of the second half, what are the weaknesses that are going to expose them and slow them down. If you're doing ultra distance, really need to focus on where the weaknesses. I've had niggles in this training, but those niggles are good feedback. They are where the niggles appear is what I need to work on, because those are the ones that are going to catch me out in the race. So getting enough volume that exposes weaknesses has been a really good solid part of what I've been doing. I've seen Fit to Be Healthy, Sally, she's helped me with some of those in terms of recovery. Movement RX and Sheena, the physio, giving me the exercises I need to do to actually solve those niggles and strengthen the areas of weakness. So it's a fine balance when you get to ultras as to how far you go to exposing and managing weaknesses, building those up. When you get to race day, you can minimize those effects. The last one is mindset. Ultras, it gets tough. You're going to go through highs and lows. Do a mile where you're talking 24 or 30 hours. You're going to go through peaks and troughs. You're going to go through the night and things get really gloomy. You just want to stop. Having a mindset to continue is really important. Shorter races doesn't really feature. The mindset is around just focus for the duration. But when you start going past that 8 hours, mindset becomes absolutely critical, particularly when everything's hurting, or you're carrying niggles, or you're overfueled, you're hot, everything's tired. Having that mindset, if you don't have a strong mindset, that weakness will pull you down, either slow you down or make you stop or make you pull the pin of your race before you're actually done. They say when you think you're done, you're probably only 60% in terms of your ability. And that's something that I've got to carry into this race. So doing ultras, got to focus on weaknesses.